Oh, yeah.
All right, we're recording.
All right, hi everyone, welcome to the Tuesday, September 16th, Voorheesville Board of Education Facilities Committee meeting. What's first?
All right, well, first, I think, Rob, I don't know if you met Andy yet, if we all did our introduction, so.
Nice to meet you.
So Andy Andy Davy is our new, I know, is our new Director of Facilities, and Colleen DiCaprio, there we go, is our new Business Director of Finance and Operations. I get used to saying that new title. So wanted to make sure we first introduce them, and then let's get started. All right, so let's talk about capital project first. So transportation facility. I'm gonna fill in the not specifics, and Andy can fill in the specifics of it all to help us out. So we are currently in, we have certificate of occupancy of it. We have not been able to occupy the maintenance component of that as of recently because they were still doing a couple little things of work in there. Our guys were trying to still move over things, and we had DOT inspections. So DOT inspections had to get done at a certified building. That new building's not certified yet for DOT inspections. We finished that. Now we're in the transition period. They will be out of that building completely, the elementary school, Wednesday, right? So after Wednesday, they'll be completely out, and that will be completely turned over to Betty Crane, who is our contractor, and then our people will be in there. So there's just been some layover because of DOT inspections and everything else.
It's just not surface over in one of the bays.
Well, that is why, because for DOT inspections, they still need to do them in a certified garage. So that's why they were there.
Pump the air in the tenders.
They fixed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the general contractor was an issue with, there was a leak in the valve for the air compressor. The contractor is fixing that today, so that's on. So we are currently in on that. There is a national grid issue. Andy?
So, basically, the transformer, when they set the transformer, the weight of it, it shifted a little bit. So they're going to, on the 13th, they're going to National Grid, and the electrical contractor are gonna come back, and they're gonna basically lift off the transformer, retamp the area, and then reset the transformer. Minimal impact to the building, you know. We'll send it off fine for the day till.
Yeah. Yeah, so there was a little voltage issue that's being addressed. There was too much high power going into the fan and everything else, so they had to get like a smaller transformer to fix that. Am I correct in saying that?
Yep.
Andy, who is an electrician, knows more about this stuff than I do.
They're using a buck and boost transformer, to knock the voltage down to the fan. The fan was, spec'd at 460, so you got 480 coming into the building. It's kind of like one of those little misnomers, but we'll put that to bed. And then, the one bay, there is a in the floor top lift that they're gonna work on tomorrow, and then Friday have training the mechanics, and then we're pretty much out of there. Anything, you know, if you're using anything needs to be looked at again, and, you know, we'll reach right back out to the contractors and get it fixed right away.
So then open house for that, I sent out a survey to the board members and director of transportation and facilities maintenance guys. Excuse me, we're looking at October 20th or 22nd. So we just got to figure out the specific time so that way I can get a media release out, invite politicians, and, you know, set it up. We're probably going to do a 5:30 start time for that instead, because Andy said buses will still be coming until roughly 5, so we don't want to put any possibility of an issue going on in there. So yeah, that's kind of it with that. The gate is not working currently right now. There's an issue with the gates where they're not closing properly, but the contractor is working on to fix those. Beside,
Both of
yeah, both gates. There's 3 gates, and all 3 gates are not wired appropriately right now. So. Yeah, the far end, and then the 2 in the front. That's where you'll forget the one all the way around the corner. So that is it for transportation facility. And that building is done. We're actually doing our cost reports on that and looking at building 8 on that come December, right? Or filing for it.
We'll file for
Yep.
it.
All right, the EPC, that's the energy performance contract. We are almost done with that as well. So the pool upgrades are done. In the pool upgrades, the HVAC system, there was an issue with one of the, what was the sensor?
Duct sensor for the fire alarm.
but that is now done. So that's been upgraded. Our timing system has been upgraded. So that timing system is now working and it's been upgraded completely. Joe Sapienza did say the board itself doesn't read lane 6. They're thinking it's probably a cord issue, but it's not a huge deal because it still will take all of those issues.
It's still operation, so
yeah,
I think it's
it will-
still time.
It will still time, it will still
Correctly.
display it
It
all.
just doesn't show up there for the
Yeah,
audience.
that's it. It just won't display the result, but it will still time it.
Oh.
As you know, our pool has been a little bit one of those things where it was deferred maintenance for many years.
Mhm.
So now over the past 2 years, we have lights, we have a system that now is currently working, and we have an HVAC system that's working. So the pool area has come a very long way in the past couple of years.
Absolutely.
So
Is it like noticeably drier in there with the new,
I haven't been in it, to be very honest
I
with
think
you.
they're training us
Oh,
on
no,
Tuesday, so we can change some set points and do some different things. It's a lot quieter. And I guess with the last, I wasn't here for the old system, but everybody's like, oh, it's so quiet in here, it's so quiet in here.
If you were outside in the old system and someone was speaking, and then you can remember, because we had a couple outside events out there, like for like soccer or and the old system would go on, you would be able to hear them if it wasn't
Wow.
super loud. It was really, really loud. So that's it with the pool. And then with the EPC, we got a couple little issues due in the high school. And then that's gonna be done, and we'll file our final reports on that one in January. So 2/3 of the capital project are getting good. So that's positive. Elementary school. So, let's start with site work. So the outside site work, we are waiting on National Grid to get back to us so we can get the asphalt paved. We're hoping, and after we talked to everybody in National Grid, they've all said this, that it should be done this week. Like, we should have approval, right? I mean, even today, there was another one that was out yesterday. We're thinking that is all gonna happen, so we should be able to do that. They had demobilized, the site contractors have demobilized and went to another project. So after we get approval back, it's gonna take about a week for them to get back and mobilize again. So we're looking at an October restart, right? The last week of September, early October restart. We're looking at 3 weeks to get that work done before they close the asphalt, because it's 3 more weeks worth of work to be able to get the asphalt ready.
so it's 3 weeks to lay down asphalt.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
no,
they-
they have some grading to do, they have granite curbing to put in, which is cemented into before they asphalt, so they have more to do in that parking lot before.
Yeah, so why do they stop and not just keep doing it?
Lines. The lines. They can do the work directly underneath the lines where that stuff is. So they had to wait.
National.
National Grid
So we had
lines.
to stop.
Oh, so it was more than just the approval to do the asphalt.
It's about any work that goes underneath those lines, we have to have the approval. So that's why if you look right underneath those lines where they are, that's why you see a little area really isn't a lot of work done on that. So that's where that work has to get done. Okay, that is why. So it'll be 3 weeks about 3 weeks to get that done. We're looking at paving around October 17th. So as long as everything is good and we get those timeframes, we'll be able to finish off that backside work. You're gonna notice there's a couple things back there, like drainage issues or like a big cement thing that looks like it goes in the ground still on the back if you drive by the elementary school. It's currently like squared off.
Yeah.
And that is actually stuff that's going on the other side, like in front of the building or in the back end. I mean, they're just
Like in front
storing
of where the
everything out.
When does that go?
transportation garage is.
That's going
Drainage
in
there for the students.
during the,
outside
after we
the
start to
area.
get more work in there.
But like, I mean, we're wrap up all the rest of it by like March. I mean, it's gonna be in
It's gonna be
before
in.
the ground freezes.
Yeah,
So
well, I haven't seen the schedule.
because the ground's not gonna thaw out again until like April.
So the construction manager handles all the scheduling and all those issues. They have their deadline of getting us that building roughly around February for those releases.
Right.
I'm trusting in our construction manager, UW Marks, to be able to make sure that they get those times.
So it'll be in there sometime before.
That's the goal. Yep. I mean, if you notice now, there's a giant hole already down there. So they've already like.
Oh, there is?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't been on the other side.
Yeah, there's a big hole right in front of the transportation facility. So they're already doing a lot of that work already down there. The storage building. So we were looking at moving the storage building from where it was originally approved by SED, which is right next to the basketball court, and right in that little area, moving it over to where the garden is. We're not doing that. After coming back and looking at it, there's some wetland issues, there's other things, so it's just easier going back with what the original plan was. So that it's going back to where the original plan, it went to SED that we already approved. We're just going right back with it. So we're looking at, there's a bid for a slab that's gonna be coming
September
in.
25th.
Yep, September 25th. So the board will probably do the approval on October 6th. And then we'll be able to get that slab work in that September, probably between October and November. So that site work was looking like it's gonna be getting done by December.
So the building will be up by December?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a,
Yeah, it's a quick one. Right?
so that one will be up and running.
And with the National Grid stuff, like that permissions from them
For all.
will for all.
Yeah. And we've already confirmed with National Grid, Pal Osborne, which is our landscape engineer, spoke to the National Grid and they said, nope, you're good. It's not on our property. And as long as you build it from the other side in, you're good to go.
They were worried about a crane. Like, we're not using that crane, we use a wall, so they're happy with that. So,
Because Andy explained to me, it can jump like, the electric can jump like 20 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was something I wasn't aware of.
Well, it's they're high voltage and they want you to stay away like 10 feet for every so many thousand volts.
Mhm.
So we gotta be 20 feet away. And those lines look like they're really high, but they're not as high as you think.
Yeah.
They're like 40 feet. Then when you use a bucket on, to lift way up, you're a lot closer than you think. So
Those things you never think of that they come up. So, and then the outside we're still working on. So if you go around the building, site work's happening there. If you notice the entranceways, are happening, they've already on the first floor, they've already kind of cleared out a large amount of it where our new entryway is gonna go. So they're really working on getting all those things done. Now that we have the release of the transportation facility, then they can really start doing a lot more work inside the transportation facility because they have to raise that up 2.5 feet with concrete. So there's a lot of work still to get done in that area, just so we can start doing the build up. The facade of the building, it's like that pink area that's all falling apart. Still having conversations about what that's gonna look like. Betty and Cream is coming back with us. We're gonna next Tuesday with a plan that they're gonna suggest of work. So we're gonna see what that scope is and what that looks like and how much more money that may or may not be as part of the point. Inside the building. The inside of the building, the stuff for phase 1 is really done, except for the staff for adult bathrooms on the first floor. They've gutted them as of Tuesday or Monday last week. They gutted them. I asked for a schedule and those will be done. But that's the next phase. Other than that, all the other stuff is already all on the inside. Any questions on that stuff? Okay. Playing fields, Andy, this is really your wheelhouse, not mine.
So with the athletic fields, I take a natural approach to getting the fields where they need to be. The two guys that work on them, Matt and Christian, do a great job doing a lot of great things. But there's some things that need to be added. And then timing of some of the maintenance items is kind of critical that people don't always realize. So there's definitely some room for improvement with the athletic fields. Like a 3-year plan to bring them back. One of the things is rolling the fields at the end of the season, rolling it and then core aerating it, especially with soccer. Someone's playing soccer and they're kicking the ball and the undulation of the field, basically the ball starts to bobble and it's
Can you
not
explain though with the rolling, because you explained it to me, I was like, we have a roller. That's not what you're talking about.
No, we got to rent a roller, vibrating roller. We have one that toes behind and it's alright, but we need a vibrational roller that's a little more like not to build roads. It's still a cute little thing that you sit on. It's not a monstrous, but you need a heavier roller to really knock the high points out of the field. And there's definitely some high points. I've walked most of the fields and they definitely need to be rolled. And then we core every, and this is after games. So, and then in the springtime, the core aeration with all the water and everything that helps with outstanding water and then helps get your spring sports out there earlier. So there's little tricks to put the fields away to bed that help you in the springtime so that you can actually play them.
And you're looking at football field, soccer fields, and satellite fields for playing fields, correct?
Yep, and like our baseball field, like all the fields in an entirety.
Not the practice fields, am I correct in saying that?
If we rent a roller and we have time, I would absolutely roll and, you know, you already have the money shelled out, so why not try to, you know, improve them as well?
Speaking of practice field and satellite fields, Rob, you mentioned something came up about road dust.
Yeah, somebody mentioned they were at a soccer game. The dust from the cars driving back and forth, like just out in the field, kids breathing it in. I did notice yesterday, as I was looking for it. Hold out of here. I picked it up and there were cars going in and out, but I wasn't even driving on.
Could
there.
you see it?
Huh? Oh, no, I had my windows down and it was horrible and I had to roll them up all the way out on the road. So it was definitely, I know we haven't had a lot of rain. Probably driving something, but very, very dusty. But they had mentioned that there's stuff you can put down, some natural, I don't know if we've ever looked at that.
With schools that are really, really antsy about us putting anything down.
Yeah.
We just gotta make sure that it's a natural product if it has an EPA number. So no. Like if I put vinegar, I can give you vinegar, we can put it in your salad and eat it. If I go put it down on weeds, then it becomes a pesticide and I can't put it
You
down.
can put vinegar down? Do you want to share what that was?
Yeah, it was some sort of beet extract, really like made from beets that was all natural. But yeah, I'll go pull up the link.
I think the other question is going to be is if we were to do something like that, and as a board, we'd have to figure this out. Is A, are we going to continue? Are we going to do something like that? And we know the cost of the long-term effects. But B is how long will it take us to do it? How many man hours will it take us to do it? How much will it cost? And then what won't get done if we do something like that? Like, and how long will it last for? Because if we put it down and it rains, does it go away?
Yeah,
You know,
There's stuff I use for the infield of baseball, the baseball field, some amino acids, and you basically put it down and it helps, you know, anybody's played baseball, you see like puddling. Well, this helps with puddling, but if you go out and spread, communication to the community is really gonna be key because you're like, hey, we're putting down this non-toxic, blah, blah, blah. People will get upset about it when you're out there spreading something that they don't know. So communication will be key on that.
yeah. Or is it, the other thing, because I don't remember this being that much of a problem in years past, maybe a little bit, like has it gotten, is it lack of rain, but also is it deterioration in the road?
that
Like a maintenance related issue where we need to fix it with more, gravel, bringing pressure run as a long-term maintenance thing, because it seems to be, something that's gotten worse,
Yeah.
right? So,
Well, I was thinking too, if like with the road, if we think about it too, we have so much more use right now because Kiwanis is
Yeah.
up there, so we have way more cars and people traveling up there than we normally do with the satellite fields.
when we had graduation there, it was very dusty. I remember
Oh,
that
yes,
as well.
your
Like,
car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, this isn't anything new.
no,
It's been a problem for a while.
Yeah.
with us. So maybe we have to look at maybe doing pressure run, right? Or
Yeah.
something like that, because I don't think
Is it dirt?
I don't think we've upkept that road at all, to be very honest.
I think at one point there may have been pressure run, but yeah, it's pretty bare.
yeah.
I've been here 6
Yeah,
years.
There was
We haven't
pressure
done
on,
that.
but.
Yeah, I don't, maybe beforehand, I mean, you might know you were the one that's sitting
No,
more
I
than
don't
this
remember.
morning. But I don't remember.
I don't remember ever doing anything to it since we put it in. We've done stuff to the fields over there.
Yeah, but-
Yeah, never
Nothing to
the
the
roads.
road.
No, so that might be something we have to look
I don't
at.
know, what's the normal maintenance you tend to do? I mean, I know like.
On a dirt road, yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point. Like,
like here, we seal coat sometimes, or we do other, other
Really?
stuff.
We're not allowed to see.
You can grade it off and then basically though, you can roll it too. You can also roll the road.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's harder, yeah.
Yeah.
So we gotta get rolling.
So possibly rolling the roads. And explore upkeep / maintenance of that. I'm gonna just put pressure run. Just as an example, that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever done any maintenance on the roads. Interesting. Okay, next one. Sorry. EPC. Track store, all right, here we go. I want to get moved real quick. I'm sorry about that. All right. Snack Shack. Andy, so the Kiwanis has asked about electric and water for the Snack Shack. There currently has been no water in there. And there was electric, right? But we don't know if there is electric now, correct? Because after
When they dug up the building, basically,
Oh,
they cut some of the lines and
Like on purpose, or is that?
Because there was last year.
yeah, but we haven't confirmed if there's electric now. Do we know if there's electric
I
now?
don't know.
Like, what would it have been
Okay.
like?
Okay.
Everybody
That
and
was snack shack
No, they
area.
took it out, knocked it off.
It's capped off, yeah, because where the shed was, that was where those things were.
Yeah.
Mm.
It kind of ran through the foundation area. So they,
Oh, that must be why they're, now it's lollipops instead of freeze pops.
It could be that,
Oh,
yeah.
geez,
yeah.
real off.
So-
I haven't got any
I just-
complaints. That's terrible.
So, right.
And
I
there's
know.
there's never been
Snacks
plumbing.
are important.
There was, so
Oh, there was.
years ago, so I talked to Jim Haliden.
Concessions.
Jim Haliden built that snack shack. So I talked to Jim Haliden, who used to be a tech teacher here. He's very heavily involved with Kiwanis. Jim helped build it. They did run a water line years ago to that, and then it's gone. So one of the questions is that we're looking at is, as we're looking at allowances and trying to get power back to that area, how much more can we put power into them? But it's gonna cost us, right? So that could be a gift of public funds, so we just have to be very careful. And, if it's extra that we don't need, maybe actually billing Kiwanis or helping support that somehow. So we're not gifting of public funds.
Well, it's our property, it's our snack shack belongs to us, so we
We do-
public funds.
We never use the snack shack though. That is a
For the
Kiwanis
school
snack shack.
itself. Yeah.
It's never
But
utilized.
we own.
But why would the school do it if we never?
No, I
use
know,
it?
yeah, but
That's-
we own,
Yeah.
so it's not.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, but it's a weird thing because it's Kiwanis primarily use of it. Now, if we can say we're gonna use it and we put a speaker out there for events
Yeah.
that we can hook up to, then it's not a gift of public funds.
We have used this,
What?
well, maybe
Yeah.
it wasn't us.
So,
They did outdoor
so again, we just have to be very clear, like, if we're using allowances for
movie,
that,
PTA.
making sure that we use it. Well, we can use it for assemblies.
Yeah, well, I mean, like 2-3 years ago, or what,
Yeah.
there was an outdoor movie night out there, and they were using the snack shack,
Again,
it might have been PTA.
That's PTA, that's not,
Yeah.
that's not.
But it's not just one.
But if we use it, if the school uses it as, say, our field day,
Mhm.
and we use that for our field day, then it's not gonna, it's a school use.
What about, would Good Eats need to use it, perhaps to wash vegetables?
So
or
that's
keep
water,
cold?
and we're gonna do that.
Let's say
So,
for
yep,
electricity.
Yep, we already,
wise?
yeah, so that's,
And that's
Electric,
cool.
electric and water,
Yeah.
we could use both.
so we're gonna look at ways that we can make sure that we have it, and then what we're going to do is see our use, the feasibility of it, and then with the project with allowances, Andy's thinking we might be able to get some of that work redone after, in the springtime.
Okay.
Is that on our SED list for fire inspections?
So,
Is it just another building? That's new. Sorry.
So yes,
Okay.
so again, so things we're gonna look at, but just to make sure, like if somebody ever thought it was gonna be gift the public funds, we're gonna look into it, make sure it's not. And just making sure that we're doing everything appropriately. Any questions on that one? All right, speed zone lights. So if anyone has driven by the elementary school at any point in time over the past 3 months, you'll notice that it's a school zone 24 hours a day.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yes,
All the
it
time.
truly is.
Slow down.
Yeah. So in January, when we got our speed zone approved for the elementary school, DOT also sent out a thing to me stating that they know that our lights have not worked, that we installed them. There are new regulations. And if we want, we pay a yearly fee, very small, which we approved and agreed to, that they will install all lights for us and upkeep them. So I contacted DOT about this last week and then this week, and they are going to make sure those get installed and maintained. So now that they are flashing, they are getting addressed, and then now is all DOT. It never was DOT before. It was us. We installed those lights that don't work.
Huh.
Now it's sole responsibility of Department of Transportation. Something you probably had no idea about.
Yeah.
So, all right, track mat storage. All right. Here's another issue. If you noticed last year and the year before, our track mats, which we paid for and have, were left out to the elements to be. That is not happening anymore. Okay. Joe Mayo has worked with Andy and with Colleen and then Lisa. The back building where everybody thought we would have to demolish it,
Oh, yeah.
that storage area next to the track in football field, is actually turning around, right?
Oh, nice.
Slowly but surely. There's a roof on it. We got shorted roof materials, but so they're coming back in and they're gonna finish the roof. There's a PL that's being cut to be able to put new garage doors on it, so there will be track mat storage area to be able to go into that area. So that is gonna be a workable, usable facility from this point forward. It was not prior. Any questions on that one? $100,000 capital outlay project, Andy?
It's the high school, middle school roof area. Where they had flooding in the past. So to help address those issues so that we don't have flooding in the future.
Now, there is a cost concern that we're revisiting. So there was a request in an alternate to put a ladder up. Right now, the ladder going up to the top of the pack brings us to about, how much, $95,000?
Yep.
With everything. The capital outlay project's $100,000. That's what we have budgeted. So we may, if it goes over with our architectural fees, Colleen is currently working with our architect to understand where we are. We may have to.
So we had a prior capital project that we didn't, 100K, that we didn't use all the funding for. So technically, if you don't use all the funding, that balance that you transferred into the capital has to go back to the general.
Yeah.
So we've got about $20,000 there, so that will cover. I
Hey,
discovered that.
great news.
Yep, so that.
So
will
no
cover-
more concern for the cost.
Yep, no,
Okay.
Good.
just working on that today, so we're good.
Awesome. That's actually really good news. All right. Andy, any long-term goals that Andy's only been here for how long? Oh,
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
It's been a busy 8
And
weeks.
6 of it's all been about capital project and opening. So really, he's had maybe 5 days to actually think about anything else.
Yeah, there's a lot of stain ceiling tiles throughout the district.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna change those out. Yep,
Yep, in here too.
change them out so I can, identify active leaks and address active leaks.
Yeah.
That's one of them. And then really the athletic fields. There's definitely a lot that can be done with them to improve fields, going forward. I actually like horticulture. I got uncles and cousins that are horticulturists. I actually worked in the Valley Cast when they were building the stadium. So I like growing grass. So definitely, two of my goals that I like to kind of nip in the bud.
And lastly on the agenda, we are right on time. We wanted to put a part in there for discussion of potential areas for the board. So like areas that you want us to consider or look at, things that you want us to focus on over the year, things you want to talk about within the facilities committee. We know we're continually talking about a new capital project. We really have to understand our debt services for when that can get done. So I want to have Colleen get her bearings first before we get in with that. To really have a better understanding of when we can go out with our next project. Other things?
Yeah, yes. Let's move on.
Any budgetary things right now that you're looking at, like for us to focus on, like paving? Anything like that you're seeing as a need that we maybe want to think about for this year and or next year already? Because we're gonna be budget planning starting October, right? We're really gonna start getting into it, so. Planning for paving, planning for any deferred maintenance issues that you might be seeing, anything budgetarily that we can look into. As priorities, and a capital project's great, but that's a larger priority that gets pushed down, but we still have our yearly priorities that we could be talking about as well.
Definitely the stain ceiling times, because you do notice it when you're walking the halls.
They're unsightly and then you don't know if it's an active leak or it's not an active leak. So
Yeah.
replace the tile and all the tiles have been replaced, then you can see that where you have. Mitigate those leaks.
I like the idea of dealing with the athletic fields too, just because, all of us have had kids that have played on those fields and there's been,
Like I said, they're doing a lot of great stuff and they work really hard. And really some of it sounds silly, but timing, it's like you put grass seed out and then it doesn't rain for, 2-3 weeks. It's kind of like, well, I see it's gonna rain in 2 days. Hurry up and get the grass seed out. Those type of things that really reap big rewards in the end.
If there's anything else that comes up, let us know.
All right.
We'll talk about it. And on that, that's it.
Thank you.
I have to now
Shut that off.
Yay.
Oh, still recording.